Hi, guys. All right, we're back again with another Mission Monday. And I want to introduce you to Lola. She goes by her brand name is Lola Lacana. I'm going to have her introduce herself to you. But I just want to say this beautiful lady is amazing. I'm looking at her website, her clothes, all of these things. Just a super amazing person. She has the most amazing events too. So we're gonna have her talk about those things as well. And just kind of go from there. But the first thing is I want to say, Lola, can you introduce yourself and tell us about your business?
Sure. First of all, thank you so much, Tina, for having me on. My name is Lola Lacana. I am the creative designer for a fashion house located right here in Detroit, Lacana Lavish Couture. We're at 17388 Livernois, Suite B. We are right in the heart of the historic Avenue of Fashion. We specialize in ladies and men's custom couture garments.
That's what I said. I mean, we had the privilege of going. Well, my staff had the privilege of going to one of your fashion shows, and it was the footage was amazing. I really
Thank
loved it.
you.
I said, I always wanted to, do something, but I never knew someone that could put that to life, like have me an actual you know, fashionista.
Well,
So
come on,
what
girl. Come on, Lacana Lavish Couture. Let us get you together.
thank you. So what inspired you to start this business and what problem are you solving for your customers?
Tina, by trade, I'm a registered nurse. So during the pandemic, us essential workers, we had to go to work, but we also spent a great deal of time alone. So during that time, I sought out something to kind of bring out the creative side in me to, challenge my mind. And I taught myself how to sew from YouTube. I always tell everybody, I've got my PhD from YouTube University when it comes to fashion, right? With that being said, I've always just had an amazing love for fashion. I love gowns. I love ball gowns. My cousin used to tease me and said, one day I'm just going to get you dressed and just let you just wear all your dresses out the house one day. An opportunity to make something, from your hands, from your heart, for someone else that just, lights them up when he sees it. You just can't beat that. My overall passion or what drives me, with this is I started off as a model, and so when I started modeling, I didn't really have a lane. I wasn't I was too thick to be a regular size model, and I wasn't voluptuous enough to be a curvy model. So I found myself kind of in this, being placed in garments that, were beautiful, but wasn't what I saw myself in, what I wanted to see myself in. And so when you don't have a lane, you just make your own, right? So it's kind of what I did with kind of lavish.
That is, I mean, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. And that's why I love doing these things because we get a chance to learn a little bit more about you. And you're saving lives every day and you making us look good too.
Okay. Saving lives in high heels.
That's what I'm talking about. So tell me this, how does your business serve and impact the community?
The one thing that I love about being right here in Livernois, like I said, Livernois is the heart of the Avenue of Fashion. So it started in the 60s, just giving a area for people of color to be able to come and shop, So now that we're here, we're revitalizing this area. So
Mm,
with my brand, I'm bringing custom garments back to a area that used to have these, a lot of the fashion stores may be more of the boutique. I'm more of the bespoke, right? So when you come here, if you're worried about, your arms or a body image, you don't
mm,
have those worries here, right? We're going to make that garment to fit you and to make you feel good, right?
wow.
The one thing that I take enormous pride about Livernois is that I'm not just a family business. I am a block of family owned businesses.
Mm,
So next door to me, is my niece that I raised as my daughter with Simply Glowing. Across the street, we have Fat Face, my ex-husband. On the side of him, we've got Watson's Embroidery, my cousin. So when you say Livernois to me, I'm truly vested here. I want to see things happen in this community. And so going forward, I've come known as the block captain over here, kind of like the squeaky wheel all the time squeaking. But I love it. I love it. We've got an opportunity to do some great festivals over here and be a part of that. We love giving back. We've got some stuff coming up, and I'm sure we'll talk about that a little later in the interview. But
yes.
Livernois and this community means so much to me. Prior to having this store of things that I made myself, we used to have a clothing store on 7 Mile in Livernois,
Mm,
a more of a boutique style store. And I had that maybe 17 years ago. So
wow.
having an opportunity to come back to Livernois, like I said, and now to be here with my family, Black owned businesses, owning businesses. I mean, I love that. I love it.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, that is your whole family. It's like talk about owning or buying the block. That's
Right?
what you're doing. Yeah, that's amazing. I didn't even know you got your niece, you got your ex-husband, you got your cousin, you have everybody so you get to go to work and be around your family. That is amazing.
Absolutely.
I love it.
Absolutely. It's always like, what's for lunch?
Wow. That probably is worth just getting up in the morning to just have that fun and have that camaraderie and actually have your family there. So I'm going to ask you, what sets your business apart from others in your industry?
Like I said, for us to be a bestowed, custom fashion house, where we're not just buying clothes, we're making it right here. I have a small manufacturing section right here that you can sit and see me make the garments. We also offer custom accessories. So when we say fashion house, that means we can get you dressed from head to toe. We do
Mm,
hats, we do purses. My sister has a online shoe store, and her shoes are in this store as well. So I guess that makes that 5 businesses, family businesses that's running
wow.
through us. Um, but so when I say a fashion house, I mean that. I mean from the beginning to the end. And I think that's what sets us apart. You're going to get everything that's custom made when you come to Lacana Lavish Couture.
Wow. All right. So, and I think you already said it, but what would you say to potential customers who are considering using your product or your service?
Oh, come on in. What are you waiting for? There's something about having a custom garment made
Mm,
for you, right? And so let me tell you about the experience when you come to Lacana
I
Lavish
was
Couture.
literally about to
It
ask
is
you what is the experience. I was just about to ask you that. Go ahead.
absolutely. I pride myself on this being a safe space, So again, when you come in, it's a very calming, clean environment. We have a vintage look, which I love, a lot of mid-century furniture.
Mm,
You're going to be greeted, asked for, would you like a beverage, wine or water? Typically when the guys come in, I just hand them the remote and put on a show for them, as well as I put on for the show for the wife. So that gives them time to just get an opportunity to shop. So we do have things that are in-house that are custom made,
mm,
pre-made items ready
mm,
to wear. But when you come in for a private consultation, you're going to sit with me. We're going to talk over your aesthetic. I'm going to get your measurements, and we're going to bring that garment to life.
mm.
A lot of times when a new person comes in or walk in from the street, they're in the store for like an hour, hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours. They cry. Sometimes I have to tell a lady, and she's like, I'm apologetic for crying. And I'm like, honey, you're not even the first person to cry here this week. Like, it's
Wow.
like just an overwhelming space for I think women to just come and just love on each other. And you get
Mm,
that when you come in here. You're gonna have somebody sitting there going, oh, that's just beautiful. Oh, girl, you look great in that, because it is the truth. It's a warming space. And I love that about this place. When I walk into Lacana Lavish Couture in the mornings, I cut on the light and I say, hello, Lavish. It's my way of greeting and just saying, come on, bring it on.
no. Amazing. Amazing. I mean, wow. I'm like, I need the experience. I need the
Come
kind of
on.
lavish experience. I
That's it.
definitely know I'm gonna
1738 Illinois.
Oh my gosh, guys. So, like I said, I'm gonna pull up her website, guys. Just amazing work, just gorgeous. And we have this here right in the heart of Detroit, which is definitely, what you are here. You're local. You are working with our local women, making us look great. So
Yes,
thank you for that.
yes,
All right, we're gonna shift. We're gonna shift into your QT Business Solution. How did you
yes.
hear about QT Business Solutions?
So I was fortunate to win a business award through Detroit Means Business. And well, let me back. I'll keep going with that. So I won the award through Detroit Means Business, and it gave us a list of vendors and different ideas that we could utilize. And for me, what I was looking for was someone to help me with my business plan, financial projections, things of that nature. The reason that I chose QT Business Solutions throughout the masses of the list that I had to look through is because I had utilized some of your free resources that you had online.
Oh
So
wow.
when I saw your logo and I was like, oh my God, if this is some of the resources that I've been following as part of my business Bible for free, why would I not take the opportunity to work with you guys? And it was amazing opportunity. I always say I'm one of your advocates,
Oh,
truly one of your advocates. Okay.
oh my gosh. Thank you for that. A lot of times, we don't get our flowers while we are alive, especially in, black owned businesses. And that's why I do this show because I want to showcase you. And we got other black owned businesses so we can use each other's services and just grow and expand. And what you're doing and you're buying the block, your whole family is creating legacy. And I am so happy to be a part of that journey with you.
Thank you.
So tell me, like it sounded like you said you had some challenges. What were the challenges you were facing before working with QT Business Solutions?
So prior to what the great thing about QT coming in is they came in at a pivotal point for me. I had just purchased the brick and mortar. So prior to that, I was an online an e-commerce business. Okay.
Mm.
So getting the brick and mortar and that's a whole different ball game, baby. Like
Yes.
so, knowing that I had did a business plan and where I thought I was healthy in certain areas of it, you don't know what you don't know, right? You have no idea what you don't know, So it you guys took it from 13 pages to 57. And I was
Oh,
like, none of it was fluff. I was like, this is amazing. And it was such a seamless process, especially for someone like myself. I don't just, again, I'm not just the business owner here. I'm a mother of three. I'm actively still nursing in practice for that, So with all of those things, block captain, show producer, radio show host,
wow.
it was, I was like, y'all hold me tight. You guys would be on the phone holding on while I take a customer.
Oh,
Do you
wow.
know how I feel about that? Like, that was amazing. Like, no, go ahead, make your money. I'll be in the background working for you. That was amazing. That is just something that, and I love that opportunity, have given that opportunity to be able to work with you guys.
Wow. Man, I literally was just about to ask you to walk through your process, but it's so funny because we are out here, we're doing our things, and that's one of the things we pride ourselves on is making sure you don't have to have the burden of creating your business plan. I believe that you are an expert at what you're an expert at, and then let us do the heavy lifting on this side You do your heavy lifting on your side, and we can make something beautiful. So,
Amen.
uh, all right. So, can you walk us through the entire process of what you remember?
Sure.
You know.
Sure. So one, Lanice chased me down 50 times because, like I said, I was busy trying to do all these other things, even though I know I needed this bad. And again, I totally appreciated that. So once she set up, talked to me and understood what I was looking for, she made it so effortless. Like she really just had me talk about my business, talk about all the things that I was doing. And you never realize when someone's listening what they're writing down, or and she's in the background and she's researching little pieces, and then she's putting me in play with other people, you
Mhm.
know, being able to talk to one person about my marketing, talk to one person about, my financial projections piece, talk to one person about, developing my mission. It was amazing. And the best part of it is these are people who work this business. They walk this walk, they talk this talk, so it didn't seem like I was being pulled tooth and nail. They just talked to me effortlessly. And as
Mhm.
they were doing that, they were pulling up statistics and they were writing up stuff. And when I got it back, I was thinking, like, now, I remember having this in this conversation, but I didn't know it was this in depth. But I knew you guys were pulling stuff out of me just seamlessly. Meantime, in between time, I'm still sewing. It might be a sewing machine. I might have to hit the mute button. But it was a great experience, and it was a quick experience. It wasn't drawn out. I didn't feel like, okay, now I'm still waiting on this piece from this
Mhm.
person. No, everybody worked really great. One, with my schedule, and then two, to get all of that information compiled into a beautiful, polished business plan for me.
Oh,
I love it.
man, this is amazing. Thank you so much for, just going through that. Can you tell me what was the most valuable part? What, in your opinion, was the most valuable part of working with QT Business Solutions?
The follow up.
Okay,
I'm still working with QT Business Solutions.
I hear that.
That's what I tell people. Like, they didn't write me a business plan and was like, bye bye, girl. It was like, do you understand your business plan? Okay.
That
Because that's part of the problem. I fear that a lot of people will go through the process, but then they don't even read the business plan,
part.
understand the business plan,
Oh,
adhere
wow.
to the business plan, go back and revise the business plan, or make sure they're still on track with the business plan.
Wow.
So you guys also still came back with follow-up resources with me.
Hmm.
How's things going, Lola? You need anything? As you guys said, they were at my show when I got engaged. That's a important part of my life that they were able to experience with me, right? So, seeing them getting a birthday call on Friday, like, happy birthday, Lola. Well, thank you. Some businesses just send you a card. Like, a call.
Wow.
I love that about you guys. It's
Wow.
so
Wow.
personal. I can always reach back out to you. That's what I love about the best thing for me is the follow up, is always still knowing you guys got my back.
And you just saying that, it just solidifies having a great team, that remembers birthdays and calls and things like that. I just gotta, pat the team on the shoulders, Lee, Rob, we got a bunch of
Yes.
we got some writers, Brianna, we got, Lucas, and we got a bunch of people over here, but they care. And that's what I care about. People
Yeah.
caring about us, people caring about us going to the next level. And that's how I hire. If I first hire for character first and then knowledge second. So
Absolutely.
yeah, because I mean I want them to care about people like the way I care about people. And thank you for saying that, because I'm definitely going to tell them you said that. So since working with QT, how has your business grown?
Actually, amazing. Amazing, honestly amazing. Right now I am busting at the seams. I am, it's prom season. It's the spring is coming out brighter. Having you guys on my side and following that business plan and coming back, and I can remember being on the phone doing my financial projections, and I told them how many dresses I make currently a year, or it's year to date. And I remember him saying, like, no, you could make such and such. And I thought that was just an insane number of like, what do you mean I could make that? Like, and now I'm literally doing exactly that, and my financial projections is lining up the same way you saw it. And I was like, okay, you're right.
My
So
gosh,
I love it.
that's what I love hearing, because that business plan, a lot of times people think you making up stuff. No, we're not making up nothing. We trying to make you get stretch what you think you can do, but make it realistic, so that when
Absolutely.
you get to the next level, when you update it, now you're here now, we can, when you update it, we're gonna go somewhere else. So that's amazing. So did you receive any grant or loan funding as a part, as a or any type of application assistance as a part of this program with QT?
I have not, but not because I was not offered.
Okay.
Okay, let me follow that track back up. Okay, because you guys have offered, for Motor City Match, the Comerica, I believe, Hatch, a couple of other things that you guys have had, and you've always asked me to come down, or anytime there's anything for lenders or anything like that. But initially, when I wrote the business plan, even still to date, I wasn't looking for funding. I'm still just, working it, the system I'm working it.
And you know what? That
And that
sometimes
works for me.
a lot of times people just come here because they want a business plan. So
Yeah,
it's nothing wrong with that. If you don't have to take loans out, why take loans out? Because then now you
yeah.
got to pay that back, and you're trying to grow your business. I say get the money when you need the money. But also we might want to work on getting you a line of credit so that you can only use it when you need it. So we could possibly talk about that.
Okay.
You got the business plan already, so you can just come on back. So let me ask you a question. What's a fun fact about you that most people don't know?
Fun fact about me that they don't know. Um, that you don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I go hard for these kids, but I feel like everybody know that too.
So
The
tell me
best
about the
part
kids. Tell me how
huh?
you go hard. Tell me how you go hard about the kids.
So I am a mother of three beautiful children. Um, they are old now, okay, but it took a lot getting them to where they are.
Mm.
And I'm the mom that was PTA president.
Mm.
I'm up there, I'm screaming, I'm cheering, I'm the loudest. Just that the other day at the college decision, they asked me, "Are you the coach?" And I'm like, "No, why?" And they was like, "'Cause you had the whole crowd hype." And I was like, "Oh yeah, that's just what I do." But my kids honestly drive me. When I said I wanted to open Lacana Lavish, they were like, "Yeah, mom, you sure? Are this something you're gonna do, or is it something you're gonna, do? Like, is it gonna be like the modeling thing? Like you're gonna model for a little while and like it and then stop? Or are we going longevity?" And I was like, I love this idea. And they backed me and they got behind me. Like I felt like all the years that I had been running and screaming their name and cheering on the sideline and painting my face and all type of stuff had came back for me. So when I say I go hard for these kids, the things that I do here, I want a legacy for them. You
Mm.
know, I
Yeah.
want something that they are going to be able to have and
Yes.
to pass down to their kids. And soon I'll hopefully have some grandkids down the line. But
Uh,
I definitely want this to be something that they can be proud of. One thing my daughter told me that she loves the most is that standing in the middle of Livernois, she can stretch her arms out and say, "My mom owns this one and my dad owns that one." And
Oh,
to me, that's extremely important, you know.
ooh, that
So
just
we go hard for them. Like we
that gave me
co-parent.
that gave me some chills when you said that. That did. That like my heart just fluttered when you said that. And I'm just gonna tell you, grandbabies will short your brain out. I'm just gonna tell you that. You don't have any grandbabies yet?
No, and I want some, but my son just got engaged. Um, so he graduates college this year.
Okay.
And my daughter graduates high school this year, so we don't want
Okay.
none from her.
This is
Uh,
wow.
no, we don't want none from her. We don't want
But I'm
none from
gonna
her.
tell you this, that grandbaby, you think your kids shorted your brain out. Like when your baby was born, it seemed like the baby was always there, even when you was a baby. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? With that grandbaby, be warned, because
listen,
you are gonna have your brain shorted out. So
listen.
go ahead.
Tina, I always tell my kids like y'all proud of me, but I want when the grandkids see me up on a billboard or those are the ones that really gonna be proud of me. Like, look at G Ma, I'm
I
like y'all
love
over here like y'all done got tired of me doing good stuff.
I love it. I want you to tell them about some things that are coming up. I know you said that there's some things coming up. I'm looking at these beautiful things that you have on your Instagram page. I mean, I'm looking at some of your content. It is amazing.
Thank you.
I'm looking at these gorgeous outfits here where people are, posting. Oh my God, look how gorgeous. Look
Thank
how
you.
gorgeous. I mean, she's strutting her stuff too. She's strutting it hard. That's what I'm talking about right there.
Yes.
So
Beautiful.
tell us about some events that you have coming up.
Sure. So our event that we have coming, the closest event is going to be part of the Light Up Illinois event. I'm proud to say that I am a newest member of the Independent Business Association right here on Illinois that will be sponsoring that event. I will be doing lavish on Illinois as normal. So we will have our fashion show as well as fun stuff for the kids. We're going to have car shows, a lot of different stuff. So you guys can stay tuned on our page for that, as well as following the Light Up Illinois page. And then in the fall, we will have our annual lavish fashion show and the lavish fashion week. I'm always really proud to do our own fashion shows.
Mm.
I believe in making sure that not only we are showcasing our brand, but we showcase other local designers and models and photographers. And we are consistent that this is our show, not just my show. And I think that's why that show has always done so well over the years. This past year, last year, we did Lavish Week. We'll be doing that as well, and includes Meet the Designers, a fashion symposium, and our famous models and bottles, where we bring out our models to be able to be celebrated as well. Because I always say, without a model, it would just be clothes on a hanger.
I am playing some of this here, and these designs are stunning.
Thank
Okay.
you.
I
So we've
mean,
had an opportunity to be featured in Paris Fashion Week, Cosmopolitan Magazine, Elle Magazine, the cover of Harper Bazaar Magazine, Moner, another French magazine. Of
mm,
course, Native Detroiter. We're always in that magazine. We're very happy for Sherman for always supporting us right here in the city of Detroit as well.
this is amazing. That's
Thank
all I gotta say.
you.
I just have to say that it is gorgeous. I am so happy to, be just in this journey. If anything we could do, that's gonna be great. I'm gonna ask you this one last question.
Sure.
If you weren't running this business, what would you be doing instead?
So when the pandemic hit, I was the director of nursing of 12 nursing homes in the state of Michigan. So
Mm,
I'm sure I'd still be on that track. Right now, I just do like nursing on call for like cardiac and trauma. Still
Mm,
got to get the little juice pumping to get out there. But I'm pretty sure I would still be in that realm. And I loved it. I honestly, I saw so many beautiful nurses
mm.
and seen us just watch their career, and I felt help their career. So I couldn't see myself doing anything but that if, Lakana Lavish wasn't born.
Oh my gosh. Well, again, I want to thank you for coming out here, spending your time, taking your time to spend some time with us. Guys, we want you to, support. You could go to, lacanalaviscouture.com. The telephone number is 313-656-7590. Support, go out to the events, go to the, the next time I said, woo, I need to know in advance so I can go to some of those shows and just feel like I'm important, like I'm going to the Met Gala, but I just want to thank you for coming on, and we want our audience to support, support, support.
Yes.
All right, guys. See you next time for another Mission Monday.